Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 46, and today we are returning with a brand new season as our 7th year, 7 years already, at the Den is going to get underway with our first game of the new Premier League season as we take on Derby County away at Pride Park. There's also a look at pre-season, and of course, the big transfer special where we had over £100 million to work with. So let's just get straight to it first. What a window we've had. And obviously in the season finale, I did say, we'll probably spend about half of that money. Nope, I splashed as much cash as I possibly could. What a window it was. Our most expensive by far. It really was unbelievable. Before we get to the new signings, and believe me, there's quite a few good ones, we'll start with the departures. As you guys are aware, Romeo and Tunnicliffe were leaving on free transfers at the end of the season. We cashed in as quickly as good to get a bit of million for them, 1.4 mil for Romeo and Tunnicliffe together. We also saw a few players leave as well on loans for this season, but some also departures permanently. Jerome Sinclair went to Ipswich. Sinclair with that 19 determination off to Portman Road for just under £1 million. Drinkwater left on a free to join Hull City, totally fine with that. And Curtis Anderson, we barely used this goalkeeper, went to Crawley Town for 40 grand. And also an interesting deal here, Jada Silva went to Stoke City as part of a part exchange deal. I rarely ever exchange players in FM, but yeah, this was part of a new signing I made, and it's an interesting one, let's just say that. But based on the destination, you might know who's come in. But also a few players left on loan. Nachita went to Barnsley on loan. Vergers went back on loan to Rotherham. Brito's gone to Huddersfield Town this year. And also Pontus Jansson, who came in last season and kept us up, has now left on loan to Real Zaragoza for his final year of his contract. So those are the departures, and now let's move on to the new signings. There were quite a few in total, 9 altogether, and some fantastic new arrivals here at the Den. And I'm very excited for a few of these players. They look amazing. But we will start off with a free transfer, because it doesn't matter what club I'm managing, doesn't matter how much money I got to work with, I'm still going to be picking up those free transfers year after year. It's what I do. Cheapskate Dog's back at it again. I'm always looking for those freebies year after year. Doesn't matter how big our club is, doesn't matter how much money I've got. I love the freebies, and this is the latest one. Davy Proper has arrived from Brighton on a free transfer after the Seagulls let him go at the end of his contract. Of course, was signed last year in real life by Chris Hughton to help them stay up in the Premier League, which of course they did, and gave the Seagulls quite a few good years of service, even in their relegation season going back to the Championship. And he decided to leave at the end of his contract. We snapped him on a free transfer, and he's still got it. He's still got some really good stats. He's a nice versatile player as well, and even at 31, physically he's not declined that badly. He's still got 14 for stamina, quite crucial on a central midfielder. Mentally, very, very decent indeed. Really well balanced stats here, and technically still very good too, including 16 for first touch, 16 for passing, and 15 for technique as well. So proper in. I've got to say, it's a proper good little signing on a free transfer. Next up, we'll go with this guy, Jack Hendry, who Celtic fans will know the name of. He's actually represented Scotland in real life, I do believe, in the game. Decided to switch his nationality and end up playing for Wales. I'm pretty sure he's been capped for Scotland a couple of times. Yeah, he has in the game as well. How very interesting is that? But yeah, he's gone to Wales anyway, and now plays for Wales. But Hendry's come in from Celtic for just £7.5 million, and it was doing quite well in the SPL, and he's come down to play in the Premier League, and he's got some pretty decent stats. He's not going to be one of our first choice centre-backs this season, but I did say last year we needed to improve our defence, and this guy's got some really nice stats. 14 heading, 16 marking, tackling 14, positioning 15 as well. Physically, very, very good. He's 6'4", he's got 15 for jumping, 16 balance, and 17 strength as well. So quite a physically powerful centre-back. Little bit concerned about the horrendous passing stat being 5, and if we are going to play out from the back a bit more this season, that could be a bit troubling. But other than that, he's got some really good stats, mentally pretty sound as well, and not a bad buy for just 7.5 mil. And we'll go with yet another freebie next. Another one of those veteran leaders coming in to join Millwall for the next season. Kyle Walker, part of England's World Cup campaign this year, obviously. Joined Manchester City from Spurs last year in real life. Had lots and lots and lots of good years at the Etihad Stadium. But last year didn't really play at all. So they let him go on a free, and we have snapped Walker up. He's not quite as quick as he was back in the day. Obviously, he's now 33 years old. He turned 34 at the end of this season. But it's just a one-year deal. He's only on 14 grand a week, and considering the fact he's still pretty decent physically despite being 33, mentally he's quite good, 16 for work rate as well and 15 for teamwork, and technically still got it as well. 13 tackling, 12 marking, not bad, and 13 for crossing too. On a one-year deal on really low wages, it's not a bad free transfer at all. So Walker in, another veteran, another freebie, like it. Next up, we'll go with what I think is a real bargain. It's one of our new 2 first choice centre-backs for this season, and I really really like the look of this guy. Jordan Torunarigha, is that how you pronounce that? Has come in from Bayern Munich on a very cheap deal, just £7.5 million like Hendry. And he wasn't getting used by Bayern Munich at all. He'd spent quite a bit of time playing for their B team after signing from Hertha Berlin a few years ago. And we snapped him up, and I can't see why this guy's not valued higher, and why in the reported section, I can't show you that right now because it'll reveal another signing I made. I can't understand why he's, oh, there you go, 3-star. I can't understand why he's not, considered to be a better defender, because he's got literally everything in the right areas. He's got 16 heading, 16 marking, 15 tackling, 14 positioning okay, but mentally here as well, he's got good bravery, good composure as well, decent anticipation and aggression, and physically he's dominant. He's quite quick. He's got 17 for pace, 16 for strength, 70 for jumping. He's 6'2" as well, and I think this guy's an absolute physical beast. He looks really good. He's got great stats, and yeah, what a signing this was. £7.5 million, 55 grand a week's a lot, but he looks like an absolute bargain. I can't understand why he's not reported to be more of a beast. He looks absolutely fantastic. I'm really pleased with this signing. And the player Jordan will play alongside this season as part of the new look centre-back pairing is Giuliano Mauri. That's Giuliano, is that right? Giuliano Mano. Anyway, he looks really good. This is a new gen/regen centre-half we bought in from Inter Milan. Again, just like Jordan and Jack, not very expensive transfer, just £12 million spent for the young Italian. He's not been capped to senior level yet, but has won a whole host of caps in the under-21s, and he's got some very decent stats to begin with, just 22, and he's only going to get better as time goes on. Physically, he's very good. He's 6 foot, so tall enough for me, with 16 strength. He's got 14 jumping as well, 16 balance too. Mentally, not terrible with 15 positioning. Determination 15 too. That's pretty decent. And technically, he's got 14 for the key trio here, heading, marking and tackling. But he does look like he could be a decent little ball playing centre back with 11 for first touch and 12 for passing. And if we are to improve that as time goes on, he could be pretty decent in that role. But anyway, looks pretty decent, and yeah, not a bad signing. And again, another really cheap deal for a player that's got a good little ceiling on him. So let's move further up the pitch for our next signing then, and this is one of 3 really good young talents I've got left to show you that's arrived for this season. Luiz has come in from Fluminense for £12 million or £14 million over the summer, and he looks really good. He's only 22 years old, hasn't been capped at senior level yet for Brazil, but he's got some really nice stats, so I'm sure it won't be too long. Physically, he's pretty decent. Acceleration 14, pace 16, stamina 16 as well, so not too bad there. Mentally, pretty decent to start off with as well. Going to try and get that determination up a little bit though, so right now he's being tutored by David Proper for that. But flair 17, really like that, and technically very good as well. 17 for dribbling, 12 crossing, not too bad, 14 first touch, 15 free kicks and 15 long shots, quite like that as a distance specialist, and also technique 17 as well. So a decent little player here, and again, could be really good in the future, and pretty decent now as well. So 4-year deal, and again, one of 3 young talents to show you that I'm really excited about. But the other 2, oh, I can't wait to show you those guys. But we'll start with our new club record signing first, and that was Josh Tymon, who arrived from Stoke City as part of the Jay Da Silva exchange deal. And if you obviously follow the Premier League, you probably thought this would be the guy we'd exchange Jay Da Silva with. Tymon, of course, you watched my whole save, was a regular in my whole team as the series went on for quite some time. But anyway, Tymon came in from from Stoke even, for £22 million plus Jay Da Silva, and he's got some decent stats. Was he worth that much money? I'm not entirely sure, but I said heading to the new season we needed to improve our defense, so to bring in 2 really good class centre backs, another one as well, plus this left back too, I'm really pleased because he was so good at my whole save, and I'm confident he'll be good with Millwall as well. Physically very decent, relatively quick with 14 for acceleration and pace and 15 stamina as well. Mentally solid all round, good stats all across the board. There was 16 for work rate, 15 determination and 15 positioning as well, quite crucial on the fullback, and technically very good too, both from going forward and defending, with 14 crossing, 13 for dribbling, 13 passing, and defensively too, 16 for marking and tackling, 15. Yeah, I think even though it was quite a lot of money, and as a club record signing, we're going to be asking a lot of the guy, but I think worth every penny. We're so good at my whole save. It's always fun when you read out of an old player from a previous save, and yeah, timing him, and I like the look of him, as we did in our whole save too. Now, just 2 signings to show you. Which one should we go with first? I think I'll go with the guy described as a wonder kid, who looks absolutely fantastic. Petkovic, a young Croatian goalkeeper we signed in the summer for a measly £6 million on a 4-year deal. I have to say, we've got 2 fantastic options now in the goalkeeping department as the years go on, in Lunin and now this young Croatian shotstopper. He's 6'5" at 20 years old, and he's got some brilliant stats already. He takes command of his box with some great stats here in the aerial and communication stats here. He's got some great shot stopping ability with 17 for reflexes and one-on-ones as well. He's got decent handling at 12, not too bad. 15 for kicking and 14 for throwing means he could be a nice little sweeper keeper with 11 passing as well. Mentally, want to get the positioning up. I don't like it too low at 13. I'm looking for 15 plus on the guy, but he's only 20, so that'll improve as time goes on. And right now he's learning from Fraser Forster to get the determination up as well. And physically pretty decent as well. 17 jumping at 6'5" and 16 for strength. You can see why the media described this kid as a wonder kid. He looks absolutely fantastic, and I just don't know who to make our number one as this season, goes on. Do we stick with Lunin, who was so good for us last year in our debut year, or do we put the faith in Petkovic the kid and hope he turns out to be one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeeper in the world as years go by? I'm not sure, but I love his stats. He looks absolutely fantastic, and what a bargain for £6 million. And for the final signing, I will show you. I am so excited about this guy. It was our second most expensive signing of the window, but I can't believe this guy did not cost us more money. Welcome to Millwall Football Club, Reginaldo. This is a young Brazilian striker that we picked up in the summer. And you know those deals you get in FM where you think to yourself, why didn't a bigger club go and snap this guy up? This is one of those deals right here. We signed him for £15 million. His valuation's already shot up to almost double that. And he has had a fantastic stint in Brazil in his early years. He's got a goal to game ratio of just shy of 1 in 2. He's also been capped 3 times for Brazil already and scored 2 goals to the senior side as well, plus a whole host of under 20 caps, a 1 in 2 goal to game ratio there. And you can see why he seems so prolific, because his stats are amazing. Physically, this guy's an absolute monster. He's quick, he's agile, he's strong at 16 strength at 6'1" as well. Mentally, he's pretty decent, but there are a couple of little letdowns here, including anticipation being quite low, and the lack of work rate is a bit concerning, I'll be honest. But he's got 16 determination, 16 decisions, 15 off the ball, and 16 for finishing as well. And technically, he is very good too, with 13 dribbling, 14 first touch, and 14 heading as well. This guy looks absolutely fantastic. And I know what you're probably thinking. You normally buy younger strikers and develop them for the future. Why did you go for this guy? Well, he's Reginaldo. Get it? Because he's ready now? No? Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, Reginaldo's in, and I really like the look of this guy. He looks absolutely fantastic. Got a great goal-to-game ratio already, and I think he's going to bang in the goals left, right, and centre for the Lions. At least that's the hope, and that's what we sort of expect on his very, very pricey contract. 75 grand a week we had to pay to get this guy in, but I think he'll be worth the money. I really do. Big bonuses, big clauses, big weekly salary, but I think he'll be worth every single penny. He looks absolutely fantastic, and again, he's ready now, though. But anyway, looks good. And as you can see then, 9 signings in the window, £84 million spent on these 9 players. But I got to say, I'm so excited. A lot of great young talent coming in here for the new year, and the ceiling is very high for quite a few of these young stars. I'm excited. I literally can't wait. So the squad now looks like this then. This is the team that we currently got, and I'll show you the tactics in a moment, because I've changed things up heading into the new season. It's a fixed squad. It's very thick, to be honest. We've actually had to, for the first time in a save, leave someone out of our squad, and that's Fraser Forster. But it's a really good squad. I'm very excited about it. In terms of the team report as well, we've got such great depth to our team now, and this is exactly what we need. For any kind of injury crisis, we are prepared because we are stacked, and absolutely love it. Our team is making improvements year after year, and without question, this is our best Millwall squad ever. I'm loving it. Now, there are a couple of things to report as well before we head into the new season as well. We'll do pre-season in just a moment's time. But in terms of the dynamics of the squad, this is quite interesting. Heading into the new year, due to all the new signings, the social groups have now been split into 4 different categories, which is quite concerning. As I said before, what you want really is most of your players, if not all your players, to be in the core social group. So it's a little bit concerning. But the biggest concern right now is we don't really have any leaders at this club. After losing Hutchinson, after losing Ferguson, after losing Tunnicliffe, Cooper's gone into the under-23 squad now. Our leaders are Freddie Woodman, our vice-captain, and Menjivar. They're only 2 team leaders, so quite concerning there, as Kuchar's now taken the armband for the new year, because he's got great leadership stats. Although I don't like these red arrows at all, which is really good. But the hierarchy of this club is actually a little bit concerned. A lack of real leaders and experience, that's the only thing that I'm quite concerned about heading into the new year. See our finances as well, it's plummeted. We're down to £27.5 million. I think it was just under £100 million at the end of last season. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I've absolutely destroyed destroyed our bank balance heading into the new year, but worth it, I think. And as for our staffing team as well, we've improved this over the summer. We got a much better scouting team now, the best medical team in the division, and the best coaching team in the division in every single category, apart from man management and goalkeeping, shot stopping, where we trail to Manchester City. But it's looking good. The coaching staff is good, the finances not so good, but the team very good. And as for the tactics heading into the new year as well, in fact, we'll discuss this in a minute before we get into the game. But as you can see, we've gone through a new formation and a new team instructions. I've been using this in pre-season, as we went quite well. But as for the Premier League heading into the new year, though, you can see the teams that have been promoted from the Championship last season. And where are we here? Let's go down one and let's go back one. And there we go. Burnley won the Championship last season. Fulham promoted in second place, and Derby County won the playoffs last season to get promotion. And that's why we take them on today away at Pride Park for the season opener. And I think that's all I wanted to show you. So yeah, let's dive into it then. So first game is indeed Derby. We're away at Pride Park, and I'm hoping for a win to start the new season off after losing Southampton on the opening day last season. So this is the tactic we're going for the new season. We've still got the 4-4-2 in our arsenal. We've still got the 5-3-2 as well. But I want to try this. We used it in pre-season. It worked pretty nicely. And as you can see, we won all of our games but one. And we used the 4-2-3-1 for our final 4 games. Well, we were very, very good, including beating Milan and Lyon on the way to winning our little Deden Cup. So yeah, I want to use this and see how we get on in our first competitive game using this system. So this will be our team for the game then. What a fixed squad we got as we line up here with quite a few debuts being made in the Premier League. So Luna's a goal, about for retirement to runner, we'll call him Jordan. Maori and Bree, as 3 of those back 4 make their debuts today. Dobby and Koulibaly are our duo, and that's not right. And in midfield, we've got ourselves a new-looking attacking lineup, if you will, with Louise on the left, Webster's on the right. O'Reilly's going to be our attacking midfielder, and also Redinaldo is going to lead the line and make his Premier League debut, hoping for a goal on his debut and an instant start. On the bench, Petkovic, Fry, Ahumada, the Dream, Menji, Kuchar, the captain this year, and Gutierrez as well. First game, it's Derby. Let's start off with a win with our new system. Come on, you Lions. Well, it's not been a great start to the game. We're still tied at 0-0 as we approach the half-time mark. And I guess the biggest concern with this setup is only using one striker. Last year, Kuchar and Gutierrez had 17 goals each for the year. Both of them sat on the bench in the first game of the season, where, as we get into half-time, Derby will be delighted with this. It's still 0-0 and nothing's happened. Well, defence was a priority in the transfer window, so I'm pleased that we're doing a good job of shutting the door on Derby to begin with, but we've created absolutely nothing. But right on cue, perhaps the first chance of the game. Good fall to the Lions 10 minutes after the restart. Matt O'Reilly playing further forward this year finds Koulibaly through to his man Redinaldo, but it's intercepted and comes back to our ball midfielder. Here's Matt wide towards Webster. Poor pass though. And Derby County get it back. We're yet to do anything in the game. Come on, that needs to change here. Koulibaly finds Clinton down the right-hand side. Use your pace, son. Use your pace. Beats him for pace. Crosses the ball in. Header clear. There's O'Reilly. And Louise. Oh, it fell to Louise. And I don't think that was a shot there from O'Reilly. Might have been. But he couldn't take advantage. Still 0-0. And the first chance goes begging. And so as the game is coming to its close, there might be one late chance for a late winner. But it might well come to Derby County. As Menji goes for goal. Oh, actually, it came to the lines as a hopeful cross into the box. Found Menji off the bench, who couldn't get the header down. But that should do it. And Derby County will be delighted that on their first game, on their return to the Premier League, to get a point and a clean sheet. And despite our firepower of the new man Redinaldo up top, Kuchar came off the bench, Gutierrez stayed on there, we couldn't find the one goal that would have won us the game. I'm pleased that our defence improved. That was our priority heading into the new year, needing to be better defensively. We seem to be, because we didn't concede any chance whatsoever for the hosts. But we created very little, and we didn't take the chance we got. So 0-0 the final score, and I've got to be honest, after quite a poor game like that, I'm quite disappointed. I will say, unlucky boys, it wasn't our day, and no one's happy with that, so we'll individually criticise the forwards and the midfielders. But either way, yeah, 0-0. We started with a clean sheet. Our first goalless draw in the season opener. Sorry about that, there wasn't really much to show you, to be honest, but 0-0, and I guess we'll just be pleased to know that, unlike last year, we didn't lose on the opening day. But that will end the season opener of the Football Manager series, guys, so a big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and they really help the channel out as well. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode, where hopefully there will be a few more chances and goals in the games, and we'll return with a great little double header here, both away from home. We'll take on Chelsea and Manchester City. Now that's going to be a real test for us. I don't expect many points or many goals for Millwall, at least, in those two games. But have a fantastic day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode in my Football Manager series very soon. Bye.